Well, yeah, that's a pretty good assumption. They hadn't played together much. I can see from the dugout that he's having trouble with it. But like I said, they hadn't played together at second and first, him and Zim much. And by the time Zim knew he lost it, it was too late. And, it's tough when you give, Fernandez that kind of lead because, he didn't need much help. And, we did have him on the ropes a couple times, but it was kind of the same thing, runners in scoring position. And we hit some balls hard. I think Bryce hit a couple. Ben hit a couple. I hit one, and we just needed to get some breaks because we were hitting the ball actually better than they were. Even though we were striking out quite a bit, but the ones that really hurt was a blooper that Echeverria hit over Zims, and then the other little blooper that Real Muto hit in front of Ben. And so, we just got to keep swinging it. It's not going to, nothing lasts forever, one way or the other. And so we just got to stay positive and keep swinging the bat.
You mentioned strikeouts. You mentioned strikeouts. Was his stuff that electric or
well, no, I mean, that's how he pitches. He throws some breaking balls over the plate, and then he'll throw some, off the plate. And this guy, when he's healthy, he's amongst the league leaders of strikeouts. I mean, he's going to have some strikeouts. It's just that, when we get a pitch to hit, we can't really miss it because he's not going to give you a whole bunch to hit.
Should the first baseman be closer to the second baseman on that pop-up with 2 men about to score if it drops, so he can hear the guy say, "I've lost it"?
Well, like he didn't. Theoretically now it's easy to say, but he didn't. He didn't say. He didn't want everybody to know in the ballpark that he couldn't see the ball. He was fighting it, and if they had played together, like I said, more, or communicated better, then he would have known because after the fact, he says, "Hey man, if when I don't say anything, that means I don't see it, versus I got it." So. That's a situation where, we just have to communicate better, and they'll know next time. It doesn't help this time, but in ensuing times, when guys don't play together that much, then, these miscommunications happen.
What went wrong for Ross in the sixth, particularly with that 2 RBI hit with the bases loaded?
He got a sinker up and over the middle of the plate. I mean, we knew that, he was a good hitter. Fernandez is a good hitter, but, you got to be a tremendous hitter, to pitch to Echeverria, because we didn't walk Echeverria down there a couple of times, and it cost us when we played him last time. This guy's a pretty good clutch hitter, even though he's not, hitting well, for an average. And so he just got a sinker, supposed to be a sinker running down and in, and the ball stayed up.
Joe was at 105. Why didn't you go to the pen?
Pardon?
Why not go to the bullpen there with him at 105 pitches?
Well, we thought Joe had enough to get him out. I mean, it's, he's facing the pitcher, and Joe has electric stuff, and we can't go to the pen. In that situation, there's 2 outs. As hard as it is to get 2 out RBIs, and then again, as hard as it is, he's facing the pitcher.
How was Murphy doing? I guess he was sick, but still good enough, I guess, to use him in a pitch situation there, and at least use him for Rendon.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rendon, hadn't been, really driving the ball yet. And, in that situation, I was hoping that, that guy Ramos, he's tough. He's tough on, I think, right-handers are hitting 138 on the league, and left-handers are hitting 148. So I went with him there. You're going with a 400 hitter, versus a guy right now that's hitting 220. And if he gets a hit, then I was trying to get, Bryce to the plate.
I know you've been
40 games into the season almost. What do you see in Anthony so far? Last year he was hurt, but
Right.
a long time since he looked like Anthony.
Well, I mean, Rick Shue and Jock and him are constantly trying to find out what the problem is. And, just right now, it seems like he's not catching up, getting the bad hit out front. And so, we know Anthony can hit. I mean, everybody knows Anthony can hit. But, when you miss as much time as he's missed last year, like you got to find his groove again. And, we know Anthony's going to hit big time.
I know you were prepared for the possibility that it might take Revere a while to find his swing.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it affecting things when still your leadoff guy isn't getting on?
Well, he wasn't getting on before. You know what I mean? And so, we got to stick with Ben because, you're not going to find it, sitting. And Ben has hit some balls probably on the nose as much as anybody. Anybody in our lineup. He's frustrated. We're frustrated, but he's more frustrated because he's hit some balls well. And, he hadn't had any holes. And, all he needs is a couple little cheap hits. And then I'm sure that, and some more at bats, and hopefully, he can, be a Met killer like he's been, the rest of his career. And so he's had some pretty good games there. And so, we know we got some tough games coming up. And then we know we're going to need Ben, especially because they probably will be low-scoring games.
Along those lines, you're going to go into New York either a half game up or a game and a half up.
Mm-hmm.
Was that one of your goals going into the year?
My goal was to win wire to wire, but we already kind of messed that up a little bit. And so, we're still in a very good position, even though we're not playing great. And even though we're not hitting great, we're in a good position. If somebody had said, in the middle of May that we'd be going to New York in first place, I'm sure everybody would have been happy. It's just that once you're in first place, everybody wants you to be 5 or 6 games up. And, we're all greedy. The fans are greedy, you guys are greedy, I'm greedy, everybody's greedy. But, we are where we are, and we just got to keep fighting.
What kind of significance do you put on this series, given it is so relatively early?
Well, it's a big series. And then we turn around and come back here and play them. And it's going to be a big series in Miami, too, because now things are kind of bunched up, between, Miami, Florida, Miami, the Mets, Philadelphia, and us. So, somebody's going to, make up some ground on somebody because we're in the division now. We're playing the Mets, and these guys are playing the Phillies. So, something's going to shake in these next week, actually. I don't know who the Mets are playing after us, and I don't know who the Phillies are playing after us either, but I know that, we knew this was going to be a tough time of the schedule. We knew that from the beginning. And, right now we're not playing great, but, we're one game under 500 in May. I think we're 7-8. And, my goal is always to try to win 15 games a month, and we still got action on that. So we just got to play better. We got to execute better, whether it's bunting or picking up the runners or advancing runners from second with nobody out. These are all the little things that, that constitute, going into winning. Yes?
Just this series coming up for Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think it's going to be like for him and for Wings? What has he brought to you guys?
Oh, man, he's brought a 400 hitter, a clutch hitter, a very confident hitter. And, New York's always fun to go there. The people in New York are probably, some are cheering, but I think most are cheering, because if the Mets had wanted to keep him, then they had plenty of chance to try to keep him. And it wasn't as if Murph left. It was kind of, Murph wasn't invited to stay.